Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the new Norvina Volume 4 palette right here. I'm going to be doing swatches and creating the look that you see right here on my eyes, and then just giving you my overall thoughts on the palette. So if you are interested in seeing that, then just keep on watching. This is what the palette looks like, and I'm freaking obsessed because I think it looks gorgeous. I love the baby pink that it has on the front with the rose gold lettering, and it's all black on the back, very sleek looking. You can already tell that this palette is very large and in charge, which is a plus because you can already guess that you're going to be getting your money's worth with this palette. What else? Oh, I like the hard case that it comes in. It's not too bulky either, so you wouldn't have trouble transporting it if you wanted to do that. Okay, let's take a look on the inside because I'm dying to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the inside, and I am telling you, it's even more gorgeous in person than in pictures. Like, right off the bat, I'm really drawn to this neon yellow shade. I'm going to be using that on the lids somehow. You can tell that there's a lot of pinks and purples in this palette, but there's also neutral shades too, so you can do a variety of different looks with it, which is great. I also know that this is cruelty free, so that's another plus. One thing that I was drawn to is this mirror. I love when palettes have big ass mirrors like this, because it doesn't matter where you are, you can just set this down and go to town. This palette comes with mainly pressed pigments, if I remember correctly. These two down here, right here, are the pressed glitters in the palette. So, and then there's a lot of shimmer shades and matte shades. So there's a very good variety in here. Let me go ahead and swatch them for you. The rows go from A to E, 1 through 5, so I will be doing it row by row. I'm just gonna swatch it on my hand for you. This is row A, so we have A 1 through 5. This shade right here, the second shade, is gorgeous. It is like calling my name. It gives me like kind of mermaid vibes. And then this one swatched like if you were swatching, I kid you not, crushed up diamonds onto your skin. It's absolutely stunning. So that is the first row. And keep in mind, I'm only doing one swipe of each shade. I'm not dipping back in. So this is literally how pigmented they are after just one swipe. This is the second row, so we have B1 through 5. This shade right here, this brownish shade, is super pretty. I like how unique it is. It's brown with like grayish undertones, so I kind of like that they put that in the palette for a more neutral look. This shade's really pretty too. All of these are just gorgeous. They swatch so nicely on the hand, and I'm just so excited to see how they perform on my lids. Okay, and then here's row C. This is C1 through C5. This shade is so pretty. This could be another pretty like highlighting shade. Let's talk about this one for a second because I think it's just one of the most unique shades I've ever seen. It's purple, but it has like a bunch of brown undertone to it, which is so cool. I'm glad that they put this in the palette because I've never worked with a shade like that before. So here we have row D. So we have D1 through 5. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of disappointed in the yellow shade. It's not coming off as pigmented on the skin as it does in the palette, which, I mean, it's still pretty, I'm not gonna lie. I'm all for pastels, obviously, but I just was expecting it to be brighter than this. But all in all, I still really like all the shades in this row, especially this one. I'm a sucker for like that deep, rich, burnt orange shade. Okay, and then here are the last 5 shades in the palette. This is row E, so we have E1 through 5, and then these two right here are the pressed glitter pigments, which are absolutely breathtakingly stunning. I'm definitely going to use this one on my lid today because I have to. I can't not. It's calling my name. This one I like. It's kind of like a bubble gummy pink, and then you have this neon pink right here. They're just all so freaking pretty. I cannot get over this palette. Okay, so that was all the shades swatched on the back of my hand. They all swatched really good. The only trouble I had was with that yellow one, like I said. But, I mean, it was still pretty. It was just not as bright and bam as it looks in the palette. But anyway, I'm still going to use that on the lid somehow. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. So I'm going to go figure that out right now, and then I'll be right back to film the other eye for you. I think I'm going to go for like a really bright neon pink look and then use that yellow somehow in maybe the inner corners. I don't know. I will be right back to show you what I came up with. So I'm back, and I really like this eye look that I created today. It's a hot pink cut crease. I used the glitter, one of the glitter pigments that was in there on my lid today, and then I also added the yellow in my inner corner. I didn't really know how that was gonna look when I started, but I really like how it turned out. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the other eye right now. And first thing, I'm going to prime my lids using the Morphe Concealer. And I'm going to blend it out with this Real Techniques brush. And then, so it's not so tacky, I'm going to go ahead and set it with some setting powder. I'm just using my Hourglass Veil setting powder. Okay, now to go in with my first shade, and the first shade I'm going to go in with is E1, this bubblegummy shade right here. I'm going to put that in the upper crease area. And then, so there's no harsh lines, I'm going to take this blending brush and just go over the edges really softly. And then I'm going to take C2 and E5 and mix that and put that in the crease as well, but a little lower than we put the first shade. Look how pigmented that is. That's crazy. And I'm kind of just stamping it on right now. I'll worry about blending it later. With these kinds of looks, it's going to look messy before it looks put together. So, but just, you gotta hang in there. And then I'm gonna go back in with the first brush with nothing on it and just blend that out. And I'm taking those two shades again, C2 and E5, and just brightening it up even more in the crease. And then just to like define the crease a little bit more and give it dimension, I'm going to be taking B2 and C5, which are just darker pinks with a little bit of red undertone to them. I don't want too much of it because I still want it to remain this bright pink. Just like that. That's all we're doing. And then we're going to go back in with this brush and just blend the colors together really lightly. And now we're going to cut the crease, and to do that I'm going to be using the Morphe Concealer with this flat brush from Morphe. It's the JH41. I'm barely going to talk while I do this because I have to concentrate really hard, but to start out, a good way to do it is to put a little bit on the lid like this and then look up. And then wherever it hits is where you cut it. So now that the crease is cut and I can breathe again, we're gonna go in with the pressed glitter pigment E2 right here on the lid. Okay, and then to get rid of this harsh line right here, I'm just gonna go back in with the neon pink shade C2 and E5 and softly blend that in with the glitter shade. You want to flick it inward just a little. I'm mainly using a lot of tapping motion and flicking it ever so slightly inward just to blend it with the other glitter shade. And then to do the inner corner, I'm going to take my concealer once more because we want it to be as vibrant as possible. So I'm going to take my concealer and dab it right in that inner corner. And then with my finger, just ever so slightly blend that out. You don't want to blend it out too much because you want that white base for the shadow to really pop. Now I'm going to go in with that yellow shade, which is D2. And I'm just going to press it in to the inner corner. Okay, and now for the bottom lash line, I'm going to be taking this flat brush by Luxie, and I'm going to be dipping into the colors C2 and E5 again, and just stamping it on my lash line. And then I'm going to take this blending brush and dip into that bubblegum pink shade, which is E1, and blend those colors out. Also, I'm connecting it up here to the... I'm going to go ahead and use this pencil brush by Morphe. It's the JH38, and dip into those two shades again. And then take my blending brush and just blend that out. Now I'm going to go put lashes on and finish the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and honestly, I'm in love with it. I'm especially in love with the pop of yellow in the inner corner. I think it looks really good. Overall, I think this palette is really, really nice. I would definitely recommend it. It is well worth the money. It has a good range of shades. They work amazing on the lid. They were so blendable, so buildable, and pigmented, as you could tell. Especially the glitter shade on my eye. It looks fantastic. But I will say it is better to apply the glitter shades with your finger rather than a brush, because that's going to give you the most pigment out of it. If I had to complain about this palette, it would just be that the yellow wasn't as bright on the eyes as it is in the palette itself, and there was a bit of fallout with the glitter shades, but honestly that's to be expected anyway with glitter shades. But like, that's pretty much it. I love this palette. I cannot rave about it enough. So you need to go buy it if you don't have it. Anyway guys, that completes this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out a lot. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!